From dusty arcades in the 80s to the neon-lit battle hub of today, Street Fighter isn't just a game, it's a legacy. How did this iconic franchise go from a clunky arcade brawler to one of the most influential gaming series of all time? Let's dive into the history of Street Fighter. It all began in 1987 with the original Street Fighter. The controls were, let's just say, innovative at best. You could only play as Ryu, unless player 2 joined in as Ken. And let's not even talk about those awkward punch and kick buttons. But this game did introduce something groundbreaking, the concept of special moves like Ryu's Hadouken and Ken's Shoryuken. Even though it wasn't the most polished experience, this game set the stage for what was to come. Fast forward to 1991, Street Fighter II drops, and suddenly the world of gaming is never the same. It wasn't just a fighting game, it was a revolution. With Street Fighter II, Capcom introduced the iconic 8-character roster, each with unique special moves, fighting styles, and personalities. This was the game that defined what a fighting game could be. Remember when you first played as Chun-Li? Or the shock of facing off against the massive Zangief? And the Hadouken? It was everywhere. Arcades were flooded with players, and Street Fighter II basically created the entire fighting game genre. It also kicked off a whole subculture of competitive players and high-level tournament play. Then Capcom kept pushing boundaries. The Alpha series introduced us to new faces like Sakura, Dan, and the fiery, fan-favorite Akuma. The anime-inspired art and deeper storylines took the game to new heights, while keeping the gameplay fresh and challenging. Then came Street Fighter III in 1997. It was revolutionary, introducing parries, EX moves, and a whole new set of characters like Dudley, Alex, and the iconic Third Strike roster. Now, Third Strike wasn't an instant hit, but over time it became the game that pushed competitive fighting games into the mainstream. The parry mechanic became famous after Daigo's now legendary match against Justin Wong at EVO 2004. That was a turning point, and fighting games were never the same. After a long hiatus, Capcom finally returned with Street Fighter IV in 2008. And let me tell you, it was a game changer. SFIV blended 3D character models with 2D gameplay, kept the core mechanics of SF2 and SF3, and introduced new systems like focus attacks and ultra combos. It brought back the classic characters we loved and added new faces like Viper and Abel. SFIV didn't just revitalize Street Fighter, it revived the entire competitive fighting game scene. The FGC exploded, and tournaments like EVO became bigger than ever before. Suddenly, Street Fighter was everywhere, from arcades to home consoles and PC. Then came Street Fighter V in 2016. To say it was a rough launch would be an understatement. Missing features like story modes, poor netcode, and a bare-bones roster had fans up in arms. But Capcom didn't give up on it. They released multiple updates, bringing in new characters, balancing mechanics, and eventually adding more modes like the Champion Edition. By the time SFV Champion Edition rolled around, it was a solid game that earned respect, especially from competitive players, with a thriving Capcom Pro Tour. Then came Street Fighter VI, launched in 2023, and the series was reborn. This was the most innovative Street Fighter yet. The World Tour mode lets you create your own fighter and explore the world of SF, while the new drive system adds layers of strategy to combat. Plus, Street Fighter VI introduced a fresh, bold art style. Think graffiti meets street culture. The Battle Hub brought social features like never before, while competitive players are already deep into the meta, pushing the limits of what's possible. And the best part, Street Fighter VI is growing, and it's only going to get better. So that's the Street Fighter journey, from humble beginnings to global fighting game dominance. What's your favorite era of Street Fighter? Did you grow up with SF2, or just dive into the chaos of SF6? Drop a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe for more Street Fighter content. This history isn't over yet, and I'll see you in the next round.